Hello, here's your Niall Sebastian Power Sieger. Welcome on the website seaembassy.com or on the YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. Today I want to talk about something regarding universal communication with creatures which do have no own biological or physical body, or with creatures which have lived as humans before and then lost their human body, so ancestors of living humans. If you watch the video material, because I'm producing video material with such creatures to inform humans about universal communication, and I want to talk in general about the topic problems in universal communication in general, because it's important that people understand that. The first point is that I deal with individuals. So each creature I'm communicating with is an individual. And if I have to get to know an individual, so if I do not know an individual and he's coming to me new, if you want it like that, I have to get to know the individual, and I have to optimize the communication with the individual, and the individual have to optimize his communication with me, and also both of us have to optimize our understanding of the other creature, so that people get that right. That's a general thing. So it's like if you meet humans you don't know yet, then you have to maybe find out a little bit, do they speak a little do they speak another accent, for example? How do they mean some words they do speak out, because words can be used in different senses and stuff like that. So sometimes it's very complicated and sometimes it's very easy. If you watch the video material, it is possible that you see universal communication with creatures which, for example, use natural forces to show themselves, to communicate and to answer to questions from me. You can maybe find video material where you see the communication is working very good, and then you can have 5 minutes where it looks to you like a problem, and then maybe later the communication works better again. These these parts are parts where me and the other creature then have to optimize ourselves to communicate better with each other. We have to optimize ourselves, and we have to optimize the situation that we understand each other better. So that's a general problem, and it's the same like if you are meeting humans. So even with your family members, maybe you can know somebody also for 10 years, and then you speak with him about something important, and you have the problem that you have to ask. You have to ask again after he said something already, to understand better how he meant it. And that's the same with creatures which have no physical body by themselves and, for example, use natural forces to show themselves. Sometimes they want to ask if you have video material where the communication is working good, and then it's for a moment there's a problem and me and the creatures are working on it. Sometimes it's just that the other creatures which are communicating with me, asking me questions, how do you mean that, what you're saying in the video, or that they are unsure what I will say afterwards. Because sometimes I do communicate with creatures, for example, my mom, so she have lived as a human, then she lost her human body, but she can show herself and communicate with wind as well. So sometimes, for example, we say, okay, let's talk about natural environment problems. Then I start talking about it, and the communication is working very well. And then I ask her a question, and she wants to answer the question, but she do not know what will be the next part of what I am saying. And then the problem can exist that she wants to communicate to me. Well, I do not want to answer now because I want to know first what you're gonna say afterwards. It's the same if I would speak to humans. It's the same situations actually. So people should understand, I communicate with individuals. If I do not know them and if I have to get to know them, me and the individuals have to get to know each other. So both of us. And even if I do know a creature and if I do communicate with the creature often, even then during videos, for example, or normal communication also, it can be a situation where there is a gap of understanding, which then leads to the problem that the data to you do not look optimized. And I just want to inform you that me and the creators which are willing to help humans to understand them better, we are constantly working on an optimization of the communication, but these gaps of understanding can happen in between communication. That's really important. So for example, if I ask my mom, should we do a video about medical stuff where you can inform humans that you can heal some illnesses? And she's saying yes. And then I speak about it, and she could agree, but people could understand my sentences wrong. Then it's possible that she have a problem to answer what she said before she can do, because she want to avoid that the people which are watching the videos get something wrong. And then we have like a gap of understanding for a second, me and my mom, and we have to clear our communication table, if you want it like that, fix the problem and keep going with the communication. Just that if you watch the data, that you're aware of that. It's like if you speak to a human and a human in between is asking you, how do you mean that? It's the same situation with individual creatures which have no body and use natural forces for communication. That's very important. So that's important for all the videos I'm producing with other creators, that you can understand that in general better. Because if you have the understanding of this, if you watch videos and there is such situation, it will be easier for you to know what's going on. If not, you might see it as a big problem if it's just a small problem that we're clearing our table. How did, for example, my mom meant something, or how did I meant something? Because the individuals, if we do videos to inform humans, the individuals I do communicate with, they also think about how will the humans understand what we are communicating. And there also sometimes the situation is coming up, and was always coming up, that we have to optimize ourselves in the communication. So for example, me and my mom, and we have to optimize them for the people which are watching the videos later, that what both of us want to communicate, that it's not going to lead to any misunderstandings for the people which are watching the videos, which we want to inform. So it's very important to understand I'm communicating with individuals, and it's like if you are talking to individual humans, sometimes you have to re-ask questions to ensure that the human is meaning a sentence in that or that way, because sometimes people can say sentences and they can have different meanings. So situations like that can come up. But that do not mean that the communication is bad. That's the first thing. And the next thing is what you do not see in the videos. If there is a communication problem, often if body sharing is used too, besides that they show themselves by words. The body sharing part you don't see, so it's possible that I communicate inside my human body with, for example, my mom as a creature, parallel to what you see with wind, and it's possible that I clear my table or that we're solving communication problems inside my human body, which you will not be able to see in the videos. That's something I would ask you to think about in general and to understand, because then it's much more easy for you as the people which are watching the videos to understand these little communication gaps in between the video material. And then you understand, okay, for example, creatures can use natural forces, they can react on point and answer on point, but for example there can be a situation where there's a communication problem, and then it might be looked to you like they would not communicate with me, which is then not the case, because maybe they are communicating inside my human body. So it's complex, and it can be the one thing or the other, and it is something, I'm sad to say that, but people which are watching the videos, they are unable to judge about that, because parts of the communication I cannot make visible by the technology I have today. So even if I want to inform you on a maximum level, there are some gaps because the technology do not exist to show you that. And because at the moment, for example, I'm alone, so here's no team, which would make everything easier if more humans would be here. For example, a human could film a situation where I'm communicating with creatures which are producing wind, and then I would have more energy and a better focus for the communication. Otherwise, I have to look out for the equipment, how do I look in the camera, stuff like that. And regarding that, by the way, but that's a general, just an information from me, you will find some videos online with me in it where I'm looking total embarrassed, where I'm looking total stressed out. So first of all, the stress level in universal communication can be very high, and these videos are real. And my focus is to show universal communication that people can understand it, not to have a great video looking like a model. So that people understand that as well, because you will also find video material online where I'm looking totally destroyed, if you want it like that. And that's because the situations can be like that. Just that you understand it, and still I'm trying to publish the video material then for you, that you can inform yourself regarding universal communication. So that's very important to understand, and very, very important to understand as well is what I said about these communication gaps. It is normal if individuals talk to each other. I want to say it like that. It's like if you watch television and two people talk to each other and the one is not understanding the other 100%, then it will lead to a situation where one will say, how do you mean it, instead of replying with an answer. And if I communicate with creatures which are using wind, you will see situations like the same, where a creature gonna ask me what you not see inside my physical human body, how do you mean that, because they want to ensure that they reply as they want, and that people do not get it wrong. So me and the creatures which are willing to help humans to inform themselves about universal communication, including ancestors of living humans, that's important to understand. We work constantly on optimizing our communication, and if I meet new individuals, I have to restart that, because I have to I have to optimize my communication with the individuals. So it's the same like if you're meeting new humans, or if you get to know new humans, other humans you did not know before. And communication gaps can also happen if you do know a creature for a long time. That's important to understand, that you do not lose yourself in these little communication gaps you can sometimes see in the video material. That's very important. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, you can contact me. If you want to have your own life experience with universal communication, for example communicating with ancestors of living humans, you can contact me as well, because I know some creatures which have lived as human beings before, and they would be willing to show themselves to the public so that you can have your own life experience with universal communication, practicing it. You could do your own video them here. At the moment I'm in Bonn. You can contact me, and if you want to visit Bonn, or if you live in Bonn, you can take it easy and just walk that way, and then you have a life experience which many humans do not have, and which is not so easy to get as well. Thank you very much for watching. You're nice.